There are moments in life when fear steals the air from your lungs, moments when the world becomes too big, too loud, too cruel for someone so small. And as the rain hammered against the diner windows that night, a trembling 7-year-old girl named Lily clutched the edge of a cold table, her tiny shoulders shaking, her eyes swollen from crying. Across from her sat 4 broad-shouldered bikers, covered in tattoos and road dust, men who looked like they belonged in a world far from hers. Yet she faced them because she had run out of options, and because her brother, the only person she had left, had been missing for almost 24 desperate hours. Before we go deeper into this emotional journey, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you believe in kindness, humanity, and second chances. You never know when a small act of compassion can change someone's entire life. Lily's world had already been hard. She and her 14-year-old brother, Jake, lived with their exhausted single mother in a small apartment where bills piled faster than groceries. Jake was her shield, her playmate, her protector. When he didn't come home from school one afternoon, the minutes turned to hours, and the panic turned into something that felt like drowning. Their mother had gone from neighbor to neighbor, then straight to the police station, only to be told they had to wait and see. Lily didn't understand why waiting felt like giving up. All she knew was that her brother wouldn't leave her on purpose. Not him. Not Jake. She had wandered into the diner accidentally, soaked with rain, hoping someone, anyone, would notice her distress. Most people simply looked away. It wasn't cruelty, it was indifference, the kind that fills busy adults and empty spaces. But the bikers noticed. Not because they were dangerous, but because they had once lived through pain themselves. They recognized fear. They recognized loss. And they recognized the raw, helpless desperation in the little girl's eyes. As she told them everything, how Jake had been bullied at school, how he never came home, how the police said they needed more time, the air grew heavier around the table. The leader, a steel-eyed man named Hawk, exchanged glances with his brothers. For years, their biker group had been misunderstood. People saw leather and tattoos, not the wounded hearts beneath. They had once sworn to use their strength to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. And now, with a child crying in front of them, that promise resurfaced like a spark in the dark. They didn't waste time. Minutes later, they were roaring out of the parking lot on their bikes, engines growling like thunder as they split up across the town. They searched alleyways, parks, abandoned lots, and old hangouts. They questioned anyone who might have seen something. They made noise, noise the police wouldn't. Noise that shook people out of silence. Lily stayed with the diner staff, curled up with a blanket, clutching a worn photograph of her brother, praying harder than she had ever prayed before. As hours turned into a full day, the bikers' determination only grew. They discovered that Jake had been seen near an old construction site on the edge of town, a place known for dangerous crowds. That one clue lit a fuse. For the next 48 hours, they followed every whisper, every rumor, every faint trace. Lily's hope flickered with every update they sent. Her mother, exhausted but grateful, couldn't believe strangers, men society judged instantly, were doing more than trained officers had. By hour 72, dawn broke with a soft glow across the cracked concrete of the abandoned site. The bikers were exhausted, bruised, and running on pure will when they finally heard faint movement from beneath a stack of old metal sheets. Hawk and the others rushed over, lifting the heavy debris with their bare hands. And there he was, Jake, weak, dehydrated, frightened, but alive. He had been cornered and hurt by older kids who chased him into the construction zone, where he had fallen and been unable to climb back out. He had been trapped for days, crying until his voice vanished, waiting for someone to find him. The moment the bikers carried him out, wrapped in a jacket twice his size, the morning felt like a miracle. Word traveled fast. The police arrived minutes later, embarrassed but relieved. Paramedics checked Jake carefully, astonished by how close the situation had come to tragedy. But the most unforgettable moment happened back at the diner, when Lily saw her brother walking through the door. She ran to him with a cry that shattered the room's silence. The bikers stepped back, suddenly quiet, their tough faces softening as the two children held onto each other like the world itself was collapsing around them. Their mother arrived shortly after, breaking down in gratitude as she hugged the men who had done what no one else dared. The bikers didn't stay long. They weren't looking for praise or gratitude. They were simply men who understood pain and chose to answer it with compassion. But before they left, Hawk placed a small patch on Jake's hand, a symbol of their group. Not an invitation, but a reminder: he was never alone, never forgotten, never without protectors. As the engines faded into the distance, Lily whispered softly that she would never forget them, that she believed angels sometimes wore leather jackets and rode motorcycles instead of having wings. She was right. Kindness doesn't always look the way people expect. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps these powerful stories reach more people who need hope.